My name is Chad Scribner, and we'll be going over Fisher perspectives for Chem 2340. For this video, we have to convert this Fisher projection into a skeletal perspective. To start, we need to determine the stereochemistry. We'll work at it one carbon at a time. We have 3 stereocenters. We have our first carbon, the configuration of S. For the second one, this one's a little bit trickier because it's in the middle. However, we can see that this carbon here, it has a chlorine, a hydrogen, and then another carbon. We're looking at one molecule at a time. This carbon here is a chlorine, hydrogen, and a carbon. This one here has a hydrogen, another carbon, and an oxygen. Now we would give the higher priority to this one because this chlorine, the higher atomic mass, a higher priority than the oxygen. This carbon is also S. Now for the last one, this will be a higher priority than the methyl group. So now we have our configurations, and now we can start working to convert it to the skeletal perspective. To convert this to the skeletal form, we have to look at the number of carbons that we have, which is 6. Now on carbon 3, we have an OH group and a hydrogen. The next carbon down, we have a bromine and a hydrogen. And then we have a hydrogen and then a chlorine. I don't know the configurations for these yet. I'm leaving them blank. If we look at it one carbon at a time, we have an S configuration here. And here are our priorities. So if we were to keep this the same, we would see a counterclockwise rotation. So we will put the hydrogen in the back for the next one. Again, remember, this one is going to get a higher priority than the oxygen one. Now if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need S, if we kept it the same, we would be having the R configuration. Therefore, we need the bromine to be in the back. For the last one, We have 1, 2, 3, 4. If we want the R configuration, we would go this way, and that would be correct. So we leave that the same. We would leave hydrogen in the back. Now we will do one more molecule. So for the next one, we will be doing the exact same process. We first determine the stereochemistry. We have nitrogen, and for nitrogen, that is going to be heavier than carbon. So the nitrogen will get the first priority. Now we can see that both of these have the R configuration. To go to the skeletal structure, we can see that we have a 5-carbon chain. On a second carbon, we have a bromine and a hydrogen. On a different carbon, right next to it, we have an NHCH3 group and a hydrogen. And most importantly, we want the R configuration for both. So for the priorities, this will originally go in the R configuration. So that is good. We can keep the hydrogen in the back like it is. For this one, we have the R configuration. This will go in a clockwise motion from 1 to 3. That is also good because the hydrogen will stay in the back. And that is the correct configuration for both of those stereocenters. That concludes the video on Fisher perspectives.